Now, welcome back to another episode of One Mic Media. We're here to discuss the Week 10 of the NFL season, give our thoughts and opinions, go over our predictions, what we made, and talk about what we're going to do for next week. Got to bring in our usual suspects to talk about this. First and foremost, had a bad week in fantasy, but still got him a win. My man Daryl, what's up, Daryl?
Yeah, we ain't on that. We on Ravens week this week. Black Air Force One type energy. Ready to get to it.
Yeah, the pickup's going to be very interesting with the Ravens.
For sure.
Got to bring in my next Steeler fan, my man Toby. I don't know if he watched the games or not, but we going to give his opinion or something like that.
Yeah, I watched the game. Steelers ain't played this week, so the games don't really matter like that. But I'm giving my opinions on the games. And Ravens week, like Daryl says, so we about to go kill him.
Well, we're bringing the next guy. He had a good week in fantasy. Plus, his team didn't disappoint him like they normally do. Let's bring in my man Jeff. Let's go, Jeff.
There you go. This show a little too biased, man. I'm gonna have to find Skip Bayless. I have to get Skip Bayless, see if he need
whatever. And last but not least, my guy definitely got all the thoughts and opinions and facts. My guy Jordan, what's good, Jordan?
What's good, bro? What's good, man?
Fresh off the Sixer game last night.
Yeah, it was pointless.
I told you.
They definitely got cooked last night.
For no reason, yeah, I mean, yeah.
1-5 for a reason. 1-6, 7.
Well, I mean, I had a good time. Won some money. Yeah, all good time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all that really matters. First up, though, we're gonna talk about the Monday Night Football game. I know it was a good game, but it was Monday Night Football. We're gonna be quick on this topic. Rams and Dolphins. Dolphins did wind up winning the game. I don't know what happened to the Rams. They be up and down this season. So Jeff, I'm gonna start with you. How you feel about that game last night?
Yeah, that was it was a bad game. I mean, it was okay. It's Miami Dolphins and the St. Louis Rams or the Los Angeles Rams, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays. But it's two franchises going in two different directions. They both actually going in the tank this season. I think the Rams may want to consider making some moves on defense. I know they got the young guy Verse, but the Dolphins shrugged it out. I mean, Tua was able to complete some passes, got Tariq a touchdown for the first time in 7 weeks. So that's something to look forward to going forward. Even though he got the wrist injury, I was expecting more from HM, but we didn't really get as much. Another low-scoring snoozer. He got a lot of field goals out of that one. Tua actually leads the league in completion percentage at like 72%. In November, he's got 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Rams just suck on defense. They're 22nd in points per game. They're 22nd in opposing defensive yards per game. They're bottom of the barrel. So I guess they might as well just go ahead and mail it in. I don't really even know what to look forward to.
The Rams?
The Rams?
Yeah, you think the Rams should just pack it in?
You might as well, bro. They're terrible, bro. They're terrible.
All right, I'm still here. Jordan, why don't you go next since you got different opinions?
Go ahead. I mean, Jeff, go ahead.
No, feel free. I got enough of that game.
Word. I was gonna say, I just in my opinion, yeah, because I said it in the chat. I'm like, this game was trash. Like,
trash.
Turnover back to back from each team. I'm like, this is dog shit. You feel me? Like, what is this? The reason why I actually picked the Dolphins to win this game is because the Dolphins defense is actually really, really good. It's actually really slept on.
It is.
And I thought that they'd be able to actually get pass rush on Stafford. The Rams struggle with protecting him damn near every year. And they talk about, like, if they had a great offensive line, they wouldn't be what Jeff thinks they should do. Like, because they can never protect this Stafford. They never can. And he still balls out even when they can't ever protect him. I don't think the Rams defense is as bad as you may think. But I think
numbers, but all right.
Well, I think that they were on the field a lot because the Rams really didn't do too much. I mean, the Rams didn't do much on offense, more so to the last part of the game, and it was kind of just too late. But I thought that Miami was going to have a defense to where they could slow them down because I thought that they'd be able to rush the passer. I thought they were trying to run the ball a little bit more, but the Dolphins actually made them one-dimensional. And I thought that they had decent runs when they did run, but I just don't know if they just said, it's not enough. It's not enough. We're behind. Let's try to get it all once. And they kept trying to run the chunk plays. You got Stafford dropping back, and they were on his ass. So I think this says a lot more about the Dolphins than it honestly says about the Rams. I think the Dolphins, this is the most complete football team that they've had since Mike McDaniel's been the head coach. Defense, running game, offense. if Tua wasn't hurt, they're not below 500. They're not.
All right, your
So
thoughts? Okay, sorry, my fault, Jordan.
no, go ahead.
Go ahead, Daryl. What do you think?
Yeah, same as everyone. This game was trash. Damn near fell asleep at one point watching this game. I really felt like the Rams was actually going to show up and be the team with something to play for, but it's a complete opposite. Dolphins was playing like they had playoff hopes on the line. It was just crazy. Like Jordan said, their defense has been good all year, but the offense just hasn't been there to capitalize on it until this game. Slow game from Tyreek Hill. But they were still able to get some points on the board. Waddle, he had some good big plays. They had a receiver that had no name. I forget what his name was, but he had the biggest game out of them.
Washington.
Yeah, Washington.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and then Achane and what's the name, Mostert. They still got them too. I feel like they starting to lean toward Achane more this year than Mostert. I'm not sure if it was the fumbles that he had in the past, but they're starting to lead more on the young guy and the more versatile guy as well. But yeah, Rams, they I feel like the Rams lost more than they lost this game more than the Dolphins won. And to be honest, this is how they came out. I'm not sure if they played down to the competition or what, but they had an opportunity to keep up with the Cardinals and Niners. I don't think they're completely out of it, but this loss kind of puts them in the backseat of that division. I really thought that due to this loss, I think it's going to come down to that last game of the year, the Cardinals and Niners, and maybe whoever wins that division. But big tough loss for the Rams, especially after all the talks with trade deadline about trading, pretty much tanking for the all season. But they were able to get those 2 wins to kind of keep them in it. But a loss like this kind of loses the work that they gained. But I don't think they're out of it yet because they do still have 2. I think they got played Niners and Cardinals again, so they got a chance to cover some ground. But for the Dolphins, I feel like there's too much damage has been done already. Yeah, this was a good win for them, but honestly, I think it messes up their draft position with a win like this. They're kind of out of it as far as their division, and with only 3 wins at this point, it's going to be tough to get back in that wild card spot. So, but good win for them.
You watched the game, Toby? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I watched the game. My thoughts on the game is I picked the Rams because it was simply at home, and they just beat the Vikings and they beat the Seahawks in Seattle, I believe. So I felt like they had 2 good W's, and then playing against Miami that hasn't been impressive. I felt like they could get the W, and they were, I felt like they were playing for more because I feel like they're closer to the top of their division than the Miami Dolphins were, but they lost. I felt like at the end of the day, this is 2 average teams. This isn't the Rams of old anymore. They have a lot of flaws. They're far away from the Super Bowl, especially the Super Bowl team that was that they had a few years ago. Especially with this stellar defense. But I thought Stafford and those 2 healthy receivers, Puka and Cooper Kupp, could do more, and I felt like that's why I picked them. But they were very limited in the game. Stafford had, I think, like 293 yards passing, but I think 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So at the end of the day, they were underwhelming, really. And now that Miami has Tua back, let's see if they can put in the run. I don't think they'll make the playoffs. The AFC is tough. I think they're 3-6 now. It's going to be very hard for them to do. But at the end of the day, the game wasn't anything to really talk about. 2 average teams, average performances. With I don't think they're going to make any noise. I think the Rams have a better chance of making the playoffs still. But I don't think they will, because the Cardinals and 49ers are doing a great job in that division, and there's the Rams losing this game at home, because I felt like this would benefit them. Show that they're, I don't think they're ready to. They're not who we thought they were after they beat the Vikings and Seattle. They're an average team. They're who we thought they were before they got those 2 W's, and they showed up in this game.
The Rams.
The Rams, yes, they're the team that even though they wasn't healthy before they beat the Vikings and Seattle, in this game they basically showed that they're still not really that team that can really take that next step this season. I don't think so.
The bottom half in a lot of defensive categories this year. Bottom half, like 25 and below.
Yeah, the defense is slacking. Yeah.
What's crazy, I think the defense showed up last night, though. That's against. But the problem was that, because how many points did the Dolphins score?
23.
23-15,
I felt like they did a good job against the Dolphins. 7 turnovers.
I would, Yeah.
stuff like that. I feel like the offense didn't show up last night, which is crazy because the offense better than defense, supposedly. But the Dolphins, obviously, they're cooked. Like Daryl said, they're probably better off losing, getting drafted. There's no way they make the playoffs in the AFC. I don't know if they're trying to just build for next year or what, but they're done. The Rams, it's a chance, but if they get in, they are a team with the offense. I think could win any given Sunday.
Yeah,
That's
stop
true.
nobody.
That's a fact. That's a
Two
fact.
dynamic
Can't stop
receivers,
nobody.
Kyron
Nah,
Williams.
listen, it don't matter.
Bro,
They can't stop
Baltimore
nobody.
can't stop nobody. They get it. They're
Yeah.
the worst defense in the league.
Yeah, I forgot that Lamar is on the Rams. Yeah.
It's not-
Shit,
Right.
don't disrespect
Lamar
that-
and Derrick
don't-
Henry.
don't- don't-
And
don't
Derrick
dis-
Henry. Thank you, Toby.
Don't disrespect that number 9. He got
Listen,
some
bro,
Lamar
he go.
don't. He got some
Bro.
Lamar don't. He got some Lamar don't.
And they
Lamar got
better-
something
and
he
they got
don't
better
got.
receivers on the Rams.
What
too,
that
bro.
mean though?
So
MVP.
yeah.
It don't equal up to what Stafford got.
I
Who?
don't
I bet
know.
you he trade
MVP's
them.
kind of
I bet
elite
you he trade them 2 MVPs for 1 ring.
because he probably could get another
It's
MVP.
not to act like Stafford ain't get that ring because the defense was elite. Like
Yeah, his defense was elite. He had a great team. Like,
Okay, I
let's
don't
be
give a
real.
damn. Don't
they had one of the greatest defensive tackles
They ain't
ever.
winning
I
nothing on the
don't give a
Ravens.
damn. No look, clutch time, Super Bowl. That's all I gotta say.
Nigga talk about one shot.
All I got to
Like-
say. All right, you guys to have the nuts to do that. You got to be that bull.
Rob Horry had balls too, but
No,
nobody's talking about
this
him.
ain't no
Like,
basketball.
come on, bro.
And what they call Robert Horry?
Big shot Bob.
Got to
Well,
have the
listen.
nuts, right?
If the Rams make the playoffs, let's say as a wild card, they draw, let's say the Falcons. They can't beat the Falcons on any given Sunday.
Yeah,
They not. They gonna be at the bottom. They're not gonna draw them.
Facts.
They're gonna face the highest seed.
They
bro.
can beat the
First.
fucking Eagles.
They're gonna play the highest
Well,
seed.
well,
Second or,
Eagles.
second or third seed.
They
They
gonna
can,
fuck
beat,
around
they,
the
can beat, they can
Eagles.
beat the Packers. We'll talk
They can beat the
about
Eagles.
that.
Facts.
And the Rams beat the
Facts.
Eagles.
They can beat
They
anybody
beat the Eagles.
on any given Sunday, like you said.
They
They
definitely
protect
can, bro.
Stafford on any given Sunday. They can whoop your ass.
They can't stop nobody, bro.
It doesn't matter. You're not gonna be able to stop them. They don't.
They
got
gave
no-
up their season average last night, 24 points a game, 346 yards a game. They giving up, man.
I
Gotta-
gotta agree
yo,
with- I got-
they
I gotta
32nd
agree with Mike
in
on
fourth
that
down conversions. They let the
If they,
team
if they,
convert
if
on
they back
83%
in the
of fourth
playoffs,
downs.
bro, they can win a playoff game. That's all I'm saying.
They win
But
the
we're gonna see what happens. But nevertheless, I don't know about McVay. Seemed because I remember he said he might want to retire by the time he's 40. He's 38 now, so I don't know how much he really given sometimes when I'm watching lately and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens down the line. Hopefully they keep battling and we'll see his move. Let's move off that game though. The thrilling game, Sunday Night Football, Lions Texans. Everybody thought Texas had the game. 5 interceptions by Goff. Somehow the Lions pulled it out. I almost jumped off them as my Super Bowl pick. But
You did, not almost.
No,
You
no,
did.
no.
He did.
Jumped off.
I said I might have to, but but the Lions.
Nigga
are-
talking semantics now.
Yeah, right.
But they did win. They find ways to win, and that's what good teams do. Same thing we'll get to the Chiefs later on and stuff like that. But also Texans, man. Texans, we expected a better season from them, including C.J. Stroud. So let's get into it. Darryl, how you feel about that Sunday Night Football game, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the Texans. Whenever you get 5 picks and still lose, that's just embarrassing. Like, I don't care what the reason is. You get more than 5 turnovers against the other team, you can't capitalize. That's a bad sign, especially for them to go scoreless in the second half with some of those picks. Just a bad showing, a bad outing. Once they got the lead, they just couldn't sustain it because they couldn't run the ball. Like, they gave Mixon 25 carries, only 46 yards. Can't keep a lead like that, especially with how the O-line was doing. And I really feel like the biggest issue with the Texans is just the trenches, both sides of the ball, O-line and D-line. C.J. Stroud, he's been running for his life all year. Gave up 4 sacks this game. And on the D-line, they didn't get any sacks against Jared Goff. So you're not capitalizing on the turnovers. You're not creating pressure. You're just keeping the Lions in the game, which happened, and the Lions were able to take advantage of it. I was high on the Texans in the offseason because of the free agency moves they made, but looks like they just ignored the D-line and O-line. But that's just holding them back. Without Nico, I just feel like CJ, he's just. I don't want to know. I'm not saying he lost confidence, but he just doesn't trust that O-line to do what things he did last year. Last year, the historical rookie year, but I feel like he's second guessing or just doesn't trust what's in front of him and just kind of plays playing out of character, really. They're going to have to – you can't really improve the O-line and D-line during the season, so I feel like the season gonna be limited because of that, and they got to improve that in all season. For the Lions, they showing championship caliber. They can win any game, especially. And the biggest reason I say that is because they found a way to win this game when things weren't going their way, and I feel like all championship teams are able to do that. We saw that with the Chiefs with another game, which I feel like we'll talk about later. But they have a balanced offense attack. Gibbs is over 100 yards scrimmage. They have 3 receivers over 50 yards receiving yards, so they can beat you anyway. However the game plays out, they have a good shot to win. And they got playmakers on defense too. I feel like their 2 safeties are playing the best in the league right now. Brian Branch, and I forget the other bull's name, but the other boy had 2 picks.
Kirby Joseph.
Kirby Joseph, yeah, he had 2 picks. Brian Branch had been balling all year as well. And they still haven't Smith. He didn't play this game, so once they add him back to the fold, that's gonna it's not gonna replace Aiden Hutchinson, but that's gonna keep a pass rush and attack and create pressure to keep the secondary to be able to make even more plays than what they're doing now. But it's a embarrassing loss from the Texans. Lions were able to take advantage and show that they're just on another level and they're ready to win now. And Texans just showed they got some problems to handle, but they can't solve them during the season, unfortunately.
Toby, your thoughts on the Sunday night game?
It was a crazy game because you watching the first half, you would think the Texans were going to win that game. They was going to dominate that game, but the second half showed otherwise. The Lions climbed back in the game. They showed they're a complete team, and they could win any type of way. Going to this game, I felt like they were probably the best team in the NFC and probably Super Bowl favorites. But Goff having 5 picks to me is unacceptable. That's a major red flag that can hurt them in the future. I think last year they lost in the AFC Championship game to the 49ers. There's no guarantee, even though with how hot they started, that they're going to get back there because Goff, the last game showed me he is still he can be a weak link on that team. They have great running back, great wide receivers, but 5 picks to me is unacceptable. But at the end of the day, they came back. They came back and they won the game. To me, this game was more about the Texans, though, because the Texans were winning 23-7, and I felt like if you're the team winning by up 23-7, you're supposed to close the game. They didn't have Nico Collins yesterday. They didn't have Stephon Diggs, and they were still able to get that lead. They didn't capitalize on their turnovers. I believe the Texans, once I started doubting them a little bit when they lost to the Jets. They lost to the Jets a few weeks ago, and after that, who did they lose to after the Jets?
That was the last week they lost to the Jets.
Yeah, that
Was it last week? Okay, they lost to somebody.
They lost to the Packers a couple weeks ago.
Packers. Okay. Anyway, I feel like I started doubting them when they lost to the Jets because to me the Jets were a terrible team, and they showed us again this past week that they are a terrible team, and the Texans lost to them. So I feel like they were going to be that dominant team that's going to take that next step. They would have defeated the Jets. So I feel like it's more about the Texans. I feel like they'll win their division, but when it comes to being an actual threat this year, I don't think there will be, especially with the injuries to Stephon Diggs. They still got Nico Collins and Tank Dell. And I think they had another receiver that was snapping yesterday that I don't remember his name. Yeah, I don't remember his name, but I didn't remember his name. But he played good. But they kind of slowed down a little bit, and I feel like that loss yesterday was a major red flag. To be at 23-7 on primetime TV and just give up the lead like it was nothing. I felt like it was a red flag for them. The Lions, on the other hand, great comeback for them, but I don't know. I felt like they just showed some weakness with Goff having 5 picks. He can be had. And I think Daryl said that they didn't even have any sacks on I think you said the Texans didn't have any sacks on Goff. So if you don't have no sacks on you and you throwing 5, okay, I hear pressure and stuff, but you don't get sacked and you're still throwing 5 picks. Imagine when you're actually getting sacked, you're getting hit consistently. It might be double that or like 7 picks or something like that. So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like the Texans showed that to me. I don't look at them as a threat as a Steelers fan, to be honest. And the Lions on the other side, Goff needs to tighten up on the turnovers.
Goff with like those perfect completion games in the past. Like this game, I don't feel too much negative about Goff because of those games he had in the beginning. It may be just a one-off, bad game. Bro, I don't think he's going to do too much to hurt this team when it matters most.
All right.
Jeff, your thoughts, bro?
I agree with Daryl. I don't think Golf is going to do too much because they're a consistent team running the ball. I mean, they ran the ball 32 times last night on Sunday night, which is the balance that a team has. He plays really well off the play action. I just think the Lions just let one up. They just got caught lunching. They almost got caught lunching. Let me say that. The problems with the Texans on that night, they were 6 for 15 on third down. And I think that's because they don't have a number one receiver to go to. They don't have a guy they can go to on third down for sure. Missing Nico Collins, missing Stephon Diggs. I think both teams are still on the same trajectory that they were. The Texans will make the playoffs. They might win a first round. I don't rule it out. It's probably like a 60-40 type thing. And the Detroit Lions are still on path to go to the Super Bowl. Again, like I said, they have the same formula. They're not asking Goff to be Peyton Manning or anything like that. They just want him to throw the ball well off of play action after they run the ball. They got two dynamic backs. The fact that the Texans didn't get any sacks when they've got the third leading sack person in the league, which is Will Anderson, is kind of alarming. And they didn't capitalize on those interceptions that they did. Because like I said, on third down, they just kept getting off the field. They weren't converting. They gave the ball to Joe Mixon, but let's not act like the Detroit Lions front line ain't nasty. Like, I know that Hutchinson is not like he was like all world, but the Detroit Lions still got a real good defensive scheme. Like, they have Aaron Glenn is doing a great job, and then you compound that with Dan Campbell, who's a real motivator. He can get the best out of them. I just think Sunday we just saw they just lackluster. That's all. I think the Detroit Lions just was lunching. They was moonwalking. They was zombie walking through the day. They thought they was probably going to beat the Texans because Nico Collins was out, and the Texans probably thought they was going to romp them because Nico Collins was out, and the Detroit Lions kind of showed that maturity of a good playoff team, of a good football team that's probably aspiring to go to the Super Bowl. Like I said, I still don't take them off that trajectory. Jared Goff, listen, man, Jared Goff is Jared Goff. Let's not act like, he wouldn't be on the Lions if he was that elite. Like, he did get traded. Like, so, they all human. It's one game. They still came out and won. Like I said, the Texans defense is really, really good, but so is the Lions defense really, really good. Even though the Lions kicker, those kicks were really, really close at the end. Like, that was really like a game of inches, like 1 inch to the left or the right. Those kicks are missed, hit the goalpost. We're talking a whole different conversation, but it was just one of those anomaly nights. I too, Mike, was thinking like, damn, the Lions look bad. Like, this might be the beginning of a spiral, but they got home cooking coming up. They got the Jaguars and the Patriots, so they about to really eat upon both of those teams. Get back on track. Show us was really good. The Texans, they're going to keep playing well. I think the game against the Jets that we were talking about, it was a Thursday night. We know those Thursday night games are tricky. You just never know who's going to show up. They all had the long week. The Texans, sidebar, them Texans red jerseys is fire. Like, I swear, like, they also fire across the board. They should have really dominated that game because of the jerseys. But again, I put not that much stock in this. I think that D'Amico Ryans will rally his troops, show them this tape, see where they made mistakes. They'll get Nico back. They'll start playing good football again. Tank Dell obviously isn't your number one receiver. Maybe they found something with John Michie, who actually had the cancer and came back. He's got a real inspiring story. So maybe that was something that they'll bounce off of. Joe Mixon showed a lot of passion in the game. He was upset, breaking stuff, throwing stuff all around, and they need that type of leadership. So, in a nutshell, this just was one of those. It was a great game, really, for TV, but it's not nothing you can take away from it and say one team is going one direction. I think they're both on the same trajectory, but it was a great game.
All right, Jordan, talk about the Houston Texans, your boy C.J. Stroud, and the Lions game.
So I think all of you guys made good points. The Lions are arguably top two in the league. And they found a way to win any type of way, and that's what great teams do. Not going to convict Goff. You have to give credit to the Texans defense. Their offense is predicated on play action, and it looked like he was play action and predetermining where to throw the ball. He threw it, and the Texans had a great game plan and played for that. You know what I'm saying? So, bad game by him. I thought there was just some predetermined decisions that he made that the Texans actually really knew, because if you look at what they have been doing the last 2-3 weeks, he was throwing the wide open receivers. You know what I'm saying? Wide open receivers. So he's just driving back thinking that shit gonna happen again. Nah, they was on that shit. They was on that shit. So you got to give credit to where credit is due to the Texans. The Texans don't lack any skill positions, whether they have Stephon Diggs out, whether they have Nico Collins out. Nico Collins makes a difference. He's going to make a difference when he gets back. Diggs, obviously, is Diggs, but they don't lack skill. They lack protection. And I said it again. I said that shit last week. I said that shit the week before. They can't protect that man. He can't do shit. They lead on Joe Mixon. They've been leading on the run game, and that's helped them. And that adds a different element to their offense. I think they can still be scary in the playoffs because of that. But if they don't protect CJ Stroud, it does not actually fucking matter. It does not matter. So
Okay.
no, yeah, it doesn't matter what they do, who they got out there. I feel like Cam Newton said this shit about Nico Collins because I was thinking the same shit, but the first person I thought about was different. He said somebody with Josh Gordon. He reminds him of Josh Gordon. I thought he reminded me of AJ Green, just a little bit faster because he really could take the top off. You know what I'm saying? And they rely on his big playability, and that's hurt them too. So they definitely got to get him back, but if they don't protect CJ, it doesn't matter.
CJ second in the league sacked, second most quarterback sacked behind Caleb, 34.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I agree with pretty much everything y'all said. CJ they gotta get an O line. You know, they probably want a one and done this year. They're gonna win division because it's that division, but they likely to go out because of the O line. They'll have Nico back by then, but he ain't gonna help them like you said, give them protection. So they gotta get built in the trenches next season because then after that they're gonna have to pay that CJ. He on a rookie deal right now, so they got like one more year before they can try to make it happen.
and what's
But
crazy is they were better on the line last year.
They were. So I'm not sure what happened in the meantime, but he is running for his life. Like that one touchdown he did throw, it was an amazing play, but it's based off the line breaking down.
Yeah.
Detroit,
I saw one
though,
play where the lineman tried to take the ball from him.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? Like, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
You doing too much. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they're I don't know their schedule, Houston, but they're going towards kind of like a bad second half of the season and just kind of getting in because of the division and losing the first round.
They got Cowboys, Titans, and Jags next. So
They
They
gonna
win next 3 games.
yeah.
They win
Yeah.
that game.
I mean, they can lose to the
Yeah.
Titans. But they can
I
win
don't
next
think
week.
so.
Titans got good defense, bro. I'm just thinking they're gonna be on his ass.
I think they're gonna lose to the Titans. No,
Me too.
too bad. Too bad.
nah, but they'll have Nico back.
This
Like,
was their bad loss. They'll wake up.
and they had the game. Defense did let them down at the end. You know what I mean? But they ended up getting like people don't even think of like. I feel like field position don't get talked about, but like late in that game, the Lions had good field position. They had one long drive, but other than that, they ended up having good field position to where they were able to score, get a field goal. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, I do want to give credit to the Lions, like especially Ben Johnson. He stuck to it. He kept running the ball throughout the game, no matter how much they were down. He stayed with the same game plan, even though Goff was giving him picks left and right, stuff like that. So I still can't wait to see who wound up hiring him because he's definitely gone. Actually,
Quick question though.
What?
Quick question though. Do they have a problem not having a lead back? Somebody, a bell cow? Do y'all think that could be an issue?
Nah.
The Lions?
ooh,
So I
Both
know
of those
two
running backs are
number
too
one backs.
good.
we have 2 elite
Like,
backs.
they have, yeah.
I
they
mean,
have
if
two
you
number
can't go to
one.
one guy 30 times in one game.
They
Like
have enough to
Nobody
go.
moved
That helps out both of them. Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Bro,
Joe
they
Mixon
don't-
just had
bro,
25 in the
either
same
one of-
game. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
They're perfect,
bro,
bro.
but nah, I
Saquon,
get
Jeff,
Joe
like,
Jeff,
you
I get what you're saying, bro, but they have two guys who are literally the same.
you think so?
Not the
They-
same.
Nah.
I think
David
it's
different.
Montgomery is just bigger
And
and
more
Gibbs is
physical.
faster. Gibbs
he's
is faster.
bigger and more
And
physical.
He's better. He's better with the
definitely
passing
faster.
game.
But Montgomery can catch too, though.
Yeah.
Like
He
there's no
got
difference.
moves
There's
like
really
this.
and yeah, and Montgomery got moves, and he
he
elusive,
don't.
and he get busy. No, Montgomery get busy.
He do, but he ain't
No.
got moves like Gibbs.
He's more downhill than me.
He's more.
Nah,
yeah.
I get what you're saying, but as far as them they're interchangeable. They really don't have to do too much. They don't have to change the offense for either one of them to be in the game.
I was just
They
asking.
complement each other though. For
They
real.
running
And they're
back not a problem.
and
It's
they're
the
literally
quarterback.
two number one backs. Like no cap.
sure.
Like David
More
Montgomery, yeah, like
They gotta pay them guys. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. They already paid
Well,
Montgomery. They
they're
got
probably
Gibbs
gonna be.
for
They're
it.
gonna lose both coordinators. The
True.
Lions. So
Yeah,
they
you're
really
right.
gotta try to
Very much so.
do something.
Nah, I don't
shit.
think
They got
if
lucky
they win
keeping
the,
OC
they have
this
to,
year.
if they win the Super Bowl, then I think they do it. But if not, I don't know.
They're gonna lose both
Ben's
coordinators no
gone,
matter what,
Yeah,
bro.
and either
There's gonna be a
way,
lot of.
There
It's gonna be a
might
lot of
be two.
openings.
They
There's gonna be a
both
lot of
gone,
openings
bro.
after this all
You
season.
think so?
Who
Yeah,
doesn't
so.
want to be a head coach?
Nah,
both
yeah, I
gone.
There's
know.
gonna be a lot of roles to fill.
And I just want to see where Ben Johnson wound up at, But yeah, they
They'll
definitely
go like New
both
England or
gone.
some shit.
He better not. Well, nah, they good. They got Jeremy Merrill or whatever like that. Yeah, all right.
Come to Vegas.
Huh?
Come to
Go to
Vegas.
There's no point. There's no quarterback.
They gonna get Shador.
They
Like,
might get your door, bro. I'm still saying
Y'all
that.
not letting him go there, bro.
convinced
They
now.
already
I'm
seen
seeing
the
too much
reports.
on it. Like,
Yeah,
Nah,
not letting him go
Dion
there,
will let
bro.
him go. Dion will let him go to the Raiders.
I don't know, man.
I think
heard-
Dion will let him go to the Raiders right now. Oh, you heard otherwise?
No,
Either
but
one
I'm
knows.
saying I heard Hunter and him like a 1 and 2, like Hunter and 1, him and 2.
Well, I mean, yeah, Travis Hunter is the best college football player in America, 100%.
Yeah, I know. So
He should be the number one overall pick, actually.
right now the mock drafts got this off topic, but they got the Giants at 2 taking Shador. So
Nah,
Taking Shador. Who they had at one? Who you
Yeah,
saw?
he'll
at one?
definitely go there.
I
So-
think
so
Jags,
go there.
Jags at 1 taking it to Hunter.
Prime not
Oh,
letting
that
him
would
go
be
to
tough.
the Giants.
That would
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
tough.
he let him go to the Giants.
that's
New
that
York.
would be
legendary.
tough,
That's a
man.
legendary. Yeah, he can go to New York.
He's
That's
going
not-
to-
big
That would be
media.
that would be
That's
tough for
legit.
him to go to the Giants though too.
Yeah, that's
Nah.
tough.
With Malik Neighbors and
Yeah,
then,
that's
the
tough.
New York Giants.
That's
That's
tough.
tough.
It'll be perfect. You
New
got a
York-
league
I don't think the
neighbor.
Giants
It
gonna
is-
take it. When
it
did they
is
draft
still
it?
the
Last time they
Giants,
drafted a black quarterback
It's,
or had
Bro,
it.
they're
They
trying
have
to
a
sell
tough-
tickets too. They're trying to win and sell tickets.
I'll be
bro,
perfect.
like, well, Carson Beck. I'm so glad Carson Beck has played himself out of the top 10 for sure because the hype around him was crazy.
Okay.
So
Anyway, I want to get
off
off
topic.
topic, but
Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. It's football show. That's what we do. We talk football.
Yeah. Because real quick, if Hunter do go to the Jags, that'll be good for them. And
Yeah.
and
And that's tough.
Why? They
Some
got
home-
Brian
some,
Thomas.
some
Like,
home type shit, nigga. He gonna be playing, nigga.
both
That's-
sides.
Back
Brian
in
Thomas,
Florida.
yes.
Nah, I don't know if he's gonna be playing both sides, but I think
he's
he will probably play more DB than he'll play receiver in the NFL.
No way. No, he gonna be NFL. He gonna be wide receiver. He's nasty.
Money is
Hands,
equal.
bro.
Money,
He got mittens,
the
bro.
money is equal, but he is a different D back.
He a better DB than receiver, bro.
No, he's not.
He's a-
I think he better
no,
receiver.
I think he's
What?
better.
No
Definitely not.
fucking.
I don't know. I feel like
DB, he just be
playing
jumping
D-
routes and like
no.
he
feel
don't
like
really
he
be
playing
like
like
really
DB.
locking
DB
shit
What?
down.
is
They told me?
different.
I feel like he
No,
clamps
but
at
that's-
DB.
Me
No,
too.
He
DB,
played nobody.
He's
Report.
trash.
He's not playing the Nico Collins. or the-
Bro. He went up against some tough respect. The Bull Arizona is a good receiver. The Bull got him, but these DBs gonna get got. You're not gonna just block nobody up. You gonna get got. For
He's
him,
gonna be wide
bro,
receiver, bro. Trust me.
he is a different DB.
Offensive
don't-
players get paid more. Like that.
I hear you. You
Especially wide
right.
receivers
Nah,
compared to DB.
but he's a
All right,
different.
Let's move
Yeah.
on. Let's go back to Thursday because I mean that was a great.
Speaking
game.
of wide
So,
receivers, yeah, right.
Yeah, Ravens beat the Bengals by 1. They didn't go for 2. We had to talk about that, but nevertheless, the Bengals they're still in it mathematically. Ravens kept where they are at, second where they should be in the division. But let's talk about that game. Let me start with you this time, Jordan. You went last.
I mean, so first of all, right, let's just start with the call because we all had some opinions on that. And I heard them talking on ESPN and whatever. And, that was the right call. I don't believe in that at all whatsoever because you go for 2, you don't get it, and you don't give yourself a chance to win the game. Regardless of what you think of who is on the other side, you give yourself a fighter's chance if you don't get the toss. It's knuckle up or you get knocked out. You feel me? And it is what it is. But you didn't even give yourself a fighter's chance.
But why is 2 not a chance? That's a chance. To win
It's
the
even
game.
worse. Like
That's risky.
That's
because
hindsight.
the game is fucking over. You get one fucking shot. You get one shot. At least if I get the ball back, you got to come down this field.
they was
You
doing
got
that
to
all
come
night.
down this
All night.
All night.
And that's cool. But you got to do it. I'm not going for 2. I'm not
They
going
just
for
did
2.
it 4 straight times for 4
I
straight
don't
TDs.
care, bro. I don't care.
Great.
I'm not going for 2 and then that one shot and it I'm just not doing it. You feel me? The game, it was a great game. Both teams are terrible on defense.
Yes,
Swiss cheese
terrible.
everywhere. You feel what I'm saying? It was cool to see Jamar Chase go crazy.
Again.
You know what I'm saying? Because he is that boy, top 5. Niggas be sleeping on him. I don't know why, but he's definitely top 5.
Lead
Might
the
be
league
top
in
3.
yards, catches, and
Yeah,
touchdowns right now.
yeah.
Trying to
Jamar's
get paid.
been, yeah, he's trying to get paid. He been that boy. You feel me?
Okay,
But it's just like the Ravens are gonna be able to in my opinion, they're not depending on who they play. Like I'll give my opinion about the next game about that Ravens Steelers game, but like depending on who they play, their defense is not gonna matter. So just like against the Bengals, right, it doesn't matter because I can outscore you.
bugging on this show.
So it doesn't really matter. I'm telling you, it depends on who they play. Like right against the Steelers, it's gonna be an issue for them. You feel me? Because they're not gonna have the ball a lot. You feel me? But with the Bengals, it was back and forth. They had the ball a lot. It was what it was. It doesn't matter. You feel me? Who gets ball first? Who gets ball last? I got ball last. The Bengals got ball last. They went for 2 and they didn't get it, and that's why they fucking lost.
All right. I'm going to Jeff since you had a different opinion. We'll say
Listen.
this North fans for last. Go ahead, Jeff.
Listen, man. Listen, the Bengals get up for the Ravens, man. One way or another, like they get up for them, bro. They scored about 70 points on the Ravens this season alone. So that's interesting. To Jordan's point about more plays, the Bengals had 75 plays. The Ravens only had 58, and they can't stop the Ravens. So here's my problem with the last play. I don't mind you going for 2, but go to Jamar Chase, bro. Like, why are you going to a third tight end on the play? Like,
Oh
you need to
my
go to your
God.
hitter. Like, go to the guy who's been thrashing them for the last 2 weeks, like 2 games straight. Like, I don't
Yeah,
like
it's
that
not
call
you.
by Zach Taylor. That could cost him his job, honestly, because again, that could have been a turning trajectory for them to get into the playoffs, and now they might be looking at going the opposite way out of the game. Listen, Joe Burrow is still undoubtedly probably one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL at this point. Sadly,
sure.
he's been doing this since
He
like
always
no
is.
offensive line is insane since he's been in the league. That's crazy, bro. It's sad to see. I'm interested to see what the Bengals do this offseason. You got to pay Jamar and you got to pay T. Like, what are you going to do?
T gone.
Yeah, I think they got to trade.
Yeah.
They got to trade T. They got to trade T. If you ask
Well,
me.
nah, they're not gonna be able to next
Nah,
year.
you're a free agent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free agent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, free agent.
It's cooked.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
it's
you
cooked.
missed it. Wow.
Yeah, it's cooked.
Well, even with that said, I like that they found Chase Brown. I like him as a running back. I think they need to add. Yeah, they're going to add a bruiser. They bought some running backs in this week, like Leonard Fournette, some bruisers to come in and compliment them. Zach Moss, stuff like that. I like that they kind of had Chase Brown. They got Jamar Chase, no pun intended, and then they got Joe Burrow. So it's like, all right, that's a good team. The Baltimore Ravens, listen, bro, Lamar's going to win his 3rd MVP, and they're going to get bounced. Right? Like, if you can't stop it in the playoffs, bro, you can't stop. The playoffs is about defense.
It just depends.
Like,
who
defense
they
will
play.
champion. Like,
It just depends who they
you gotta have a
play.
top
It
10
just depends
offense
who
and a
they
top
play.
10 defense to win a championship. If you don't have one or
No.
the other, no team has done that in the league, in history. Like, you gotta have both, and they don't have that. And even Justin Tucker, one of the all-time great kickers, be off. Like, so they really only have the offense that they're leaning upon. But if they can't stop nobody, like, what are they gonna do when Pat Mahomes got the ball driving down the field at the end of the game? Nothing. They're gonna
The
still
Chiefs
score.
haven't even. The Chiefs scored 14 points last week.
Bro.
Or 16 points last
Bro,
week.
they're no. I don't really want to hear
I hear
anything.
you. I hear you.
They
I hear
undefeated.
you.
Like,
I hear you.
so,
I
but
hear
so
you.
again, like I said, the Ravens really need to figure out this defense. I think Kyle Hamlin is banged up. I think he got hurt last week, and I think he's kind of still been banged up the whole time. Even though that's not going to be enough, in my opinion, he's an elite safety in the league. But for one, the Ravens can't stop the Bengals. That's bad, but the Bengals are an elite offense. I wish the Bengals were having a better season. They had some really ugly losses throughout the season that they probably should have won, which would have kept them on trajectory to make the playoffs or have a really high ranking. But at this point, it is what it is. Again, like I said, they get up for the Ravens. The Ravens scored 35 this week. They scored 41 the last one. The Bengals scored 35 this week, or whatever the case may be, and they scored 38 the last time. So, God forbid they don't have to play the Bengals in the playoffs, because I don't know the last time a team has beaten the same team 3 times in the same season, including the regular season and the playoffs. So that's going to be an interesting thing to do. Listen, the Ravens, like I said, I'm just worried about them, man. I'm worried about them. You can have all the offense in the world, but if you can't stop anybody in the playoffs, I think that's going to be a recipe for disaster. You can run it all day, but if the other team gets the ball, they're going to do their thing too. Like, if they keep Lamar and D. Henry off the field, what are we talking about here? Like, then they can't score points. So then what's going to happen? They're going to get Swiss cheesed up. So it was a hell of a game, though, man. Like I said, the only thing I say is you go for 2 at the end, go to Chase. Don't go to nobody else. No Jasicki, no. I don't even know who the tight end that they went to was. Like, what was his name? Like he wasn't even their top tight end. Like
Nah, yeah, that blew my shit
was
so
wild
much.
crazy. Like
And they went.
and
that
watching
was
the
crazy.
play, like Chase came across the back of the end zone. If Burrow holds it for like one more second and looks to the left, he could probably catch Chase coming across the back
They
of the
should
end
have
zone.
had Chase on the right side.
Nah, he was covered.
Nah, he was on the left side of the field though. He
No,
like
no,
did like a
it
little.
should have had him on the
He
right
was
side
on
of the
the-
field.
Right. They're gonna run the play that way. They're gonna run the play that way. Right. But I like the idea of having Chase on the island to the left. Let that DB be out there and try to make the play. But Joe didn't even look that way.
Nah, yeah,
The play was
facts.
always going to the right from saying Chase him on the right hand side. I feel like.
Yeah, so I'm like, like I said, I think Zach Taylor, he outsmarted himself. Hell with it. Like that's what we're gonna say. He outsmarted himself. Hell of a game. Can't wait till now the next 6 weeks when the Steelers and the Ravens duke it out.
All right. So let me talk to a Joe Burrow hater here.
Who? Oh, Toby.
Bro, I don't know why. I'm surprised you called me a Joe Burrow
No,
hater.
no,
I don't know why you think I'm a Joe Burrow hater. I'm not a Joe
Go
Burrow
ahead.
hater.
Talk about the game, bro.
He's a good quarterback. He's been to the Super Bowl before, but I mean overall the game was a good game, back and forth. The Ravens defense is there to be had. Cincinnati's defense is there to be had. Two elite quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson with his 2 MVPs, Joe Burrow being to the Super Bowl and showing that he could carry a team when he gets the protection. I don't really disagree with going for 2 at the end because if the Ravens get the ball in overtime, they could go and score a touchdown on the first drive. Maybe they need to change those rules so both teams touch the ball regardless of if it's a touchdown or not, because that's why they went for 2. I mean, that's the risk you take in the game. So I don't blame them for that. But at the end of the day, it was the AFC North showdown. Our games are always tough, competitive. If they're blowouts, they're still hard hitting. Good game overall. I think Cincy, they started off slow in the season. They're trying to pick it up, but being in the AFC North, it's gonna. We Steelers haven't played them yet, so we're either gonna sweep them or split. So those are like more losses for them. So it's gonna be hard for them to make the playoffs. Baltimore's really impressive. Derrick Henry. I'm surprised that I thought Derrick Henry was actually going to fall off this season because he's been playing in the league for a long time with all these carries, and he's very impressive. But we're going to slow him down this week. I'm just going to give you guys a heads up because Steelers are like that, and we're going to slow him down, and we're going to we're probably going to split with them this season. They're a good team, and Lamar has a losing record against the Steelers. I just want to put that out there that we beat them most of the time. But going back to this game, it was a good game. It came out to the wire. It's a game it's really won by 1 point because they try to go for 2 at the end. But the Ravens are leaning on Lamar, about to win his 3rd MVP. People say Derrick Henry should be MVP because he's really been unstoppable and been a person that's helping them move the needle. So at the end of the day, Cincinnati, I felt like they've been cooked for a while because I think I've seen their defense against the Commanders. I think it was like week 2 or something.
Right.
I don't remember what week that was, but once I seen them getting cooked like that, I knew they were cooked, for the season. So, Joe Burrow's still trying to do his thing, still trying to carry the team, but at the end of the day, they're not a real threat, and they'll be lucky to make the playoffs. And the Ravens, hopefully, the way that the season is going, I believe my Steelers are going to win that division. So we're going to be the number 2 seed. Hopefully, the Ravens lose some games and they fall, and hopefully they play the Chiefs before the AFC Championship game. That's what I'm hoping. But at the end of the day, good game, and Lamar, he's showing why he's that guy. Lamar has really, I just want to add this, Lamar has really impressed me since entering the league because you watch him in Louisville, when you really think back, I couldn't have thought that he's about to win his 3rd MVP. Coming from Louisville of all colleges and then coming in the league and then doing literally the same thing. He can dominate if he wants, to dominate with his legs, but he chooses, to be that quarterback to pass. But he's shown us plenty of time he could dominate with his legs as well. So just very impressed by Lamar and happy for him that he's doing good, as a Steelers fan still.
Bengals gonna get in the playoffs. You got the Bengals or the Broncos making the playoffs. Which one? Broncos 5-5, Bengals 4-6.
Broncos. You got to think about we still did not play them. We still got to play them. You got to look at their schedule. The schedules matter. The Broncos, they have some decent W's on their record. I got to look at their schedule, but I feel like it's going to be hard for them to make the playoffs. They still they got swept in division already to the Ravens.
Yeah, the Broncos got a soft schedule. They got the Falcons, the Raiders, the Browns, Colts, Chargers, Bengals, and the Chiefs in the end.
The Bengals are playing the Chargers next
Broncos
week.
might go make the yeah, the Broncos.
That's what I'm saying. The Bengals are playing the Chargers next week. Chargers defense is good, and Bengals defense is.
I got them in the playoffs.
And the Steelers after that. Luckily, they got us at home. If they lose that game, they're cooked because they're not beating us in Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah, I got you, Darryl. But I'm gonna say that if the Bengals don't make the playoffs, Zach Taylor should be fired. I'm sorry.
Zach Taylor's gonna get fired.
I mean,
they tried to start 0-3 again. It ain't working.
It's too much talent to make the playoffs, but that's crazy.
I don't know how much talent do they got.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that.
How much talent do they really? How much talent do they really?
I'm gonna start with the call at the end. I didn't agree. I feel like you should feel it out, take it by case. Yeah, like if you've been struggling all game offensively, and you finally put yourself in a position at the end of the game to score a touchdown and put yourself in a position to win, yeah, I'd go for it. But if you have a guy to getting 260 yards receiving, with playing the defense with Swiss cheese, you gotta take that chance. I mean, if you really are a contender, at some point you gotta trust your defense to get a stop. Like if you can't trust your defense, you have no business being in the conversation to be relevant anyway. So that you have nothing to lose at that point. So yeah, you can go for it. But if you've been playing like how well they've been playing offense, you got to take it in overtime. Right there, you're assuming that you're not going to get the ball and you're not going to get a stop. That's an assumption. But what if you get the ball first and you drive right up the field and score like you've been doing? So
no,
I definitely didn't agree.
No, but he's.
I don't either. But he just said, or the exact Baltimore Ravens, they can't stop nobody.
Right.
The Ravens can't stop nobody.
Hold on, we're not. We're stopping them all game. We didn't score 4 touchdowns.
Did he say we?
You have to believe.
I thought he said we.
You have to.
Okay,
he had a flashback. Okay, I was about to say.
But they ain't been stopping them all game. I'm like, to me, you got the ball now in your hands. The other alternative is a coin toss you flip it on, because if you lose the coin toss, you're gonna lose the game, pretty much. So why would you bet on a coin toss than if I got the ball? That made no sense to me. But go ahead, Darryl. I'll let you finish.
I don't know. It is what it is. But so I'm gonna start with the Bengals. They just been losing close games. Like this is the 5th game they lost, losing by 5 points or less. Just tough game, close games, not being able to win. I really feel like the biggest issue with them is just bad management from organization. I kept saying it during the early in the year. Like they underestimate, or they didn't prepare enough for losing Mixon. Like I like the bull Chase Brown, but it's not enough. They got the Bulls Zach Moss, but we haven't seen him after like week 2. So they don't have no running game, and that's kind of been their downfall all year. And they didn't, and we're kind of seeing proof of them. They're not going to prepare, or they're not prepared for losing T. Higgins after the season as well. Really, this is going to be Burrow and Chase on offense, and possibly Chase Brown if he keeps improving. But that's all they got on offense. And defense, other than my guy Mike Hilton, former Steeler. Other than that, no one else really. So it's just bad management from the GM, not capitalizing on this window when you got Burrow and Chase and Higgins and Mixon. They did nothing to capitalize that Super Bowl. They did nothing to improve once they went to that Super Bowl a few years ago, and we're just seeing the results. I feel like Chase, he was unguardable. The Chase being unguardable kept him in the game. Actually, I don't want to say unguardable because I was watching this game closely just from a fantasy perspective. Numerous times where I saw Gesicki was being treated as a number 1 option. Like that touchdown that Chase had where he kind of waited to get into the goal line. The safety saw Gesicki take a shorter route. He went to help that route and let Chase run right by him. Like I don't understand. I don't know if it was game planning or just lack of seeing a guy.
Defense.
Yeah, but I don't know what that was. But that kind of the bad defense and Chase being who he is kind of equal to the game he had. But from a quarterbacks, it was both good games for them. 4 touchdowns, no turnovers. It kind of this type of game that kind of makes me want to. Not sure why they waited to do the Hard Knocks in season in December. Now would have been a great time just to see all the ins and outs as far as what went into this game, especially next week. Well, this week with the Steelers and Ravens. So, but for the Ravens, I feel like this was an MVP type of game for Lamar. Like looking back when he wins, this is going to be one of the games where it ended the conversations. I can't really think of anyone else that has a strong case other than Lamar to win it. And so far, like his numbers right now are better than they were last year when he won. by a lot actually. So good season overall by him. The offense really has no weakness, just based on how well he's playing and just how well they run the ball. It's just going to come down to that defense. It's good. I don't want to say they. Yeah, they are vulnerable because all it takes is a great defense that can not even really turn the ball over, just keep them in check. Like obviously Lamar is going to be Lamar, but if you keep him in check, not give up too much, and also on offense, if you're able to score, I know one team at least that fills that void. They're gonna see them this week, but for the Ravens, it was a good offense. It was a good offensive outing, but this is another game where it showed that they can be had, and they got to win a shootout in order to get to the Super Bowl with the team that they're gonna play, the offense they're gonna play in the playoffs this year.
That's why they're not gonna get Super Bowl. Y'all know Joe Burrow got 3 more passing yards than Lamar and 2 more interceptions only. They got the same amount of passing touchdowns.
It doesn't feel like it.
His record.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and
those close games.
He's having a fantastic season, bro. He's balling out of his mind with that blind.
Doing all that with no running game too. So
bro's elite. Like
he just sacked way more because Lamar can run.
Yeah. Oh, for me, the Bengals. I mean, it's tough. Like I said, man. Remember they also had Tyler Boyd too in that window too. They lost him as well over time. So I feel like that over time the bill comes due. They keep losing player after player after player, and you're gonna want, like you said, with just Burrow, chase, pretty much, and seeing what they could do with that. For the Ravens, man. Kyle Hamilton, he didn't practice today. He got an ankle injury, so he might not play Sunday, which I'm hoping for, but he'll be back eventually. But he's a big loss for them. Because defense already bad. It's really, really bad.
I forgot about how he got hurt too.
Yeah, he left the game. It's bad scheming, and he practiced today. Bad scheming, like even that long touchdown, that was just dumb. Like I don't understand the Chase touchdown. It was quarters coverage. You got to quarter the field. Take your side. Like it's crazy. But I agree with you, Jeff. Like I was like saying they could win, but the defense is so bad, and it reminds me of the Eagles last year when they had the bad defense. And I was telling Jordan all year, y'all like bottom 5 and everything.
Hey, Mike.
I did. All year. Hey, Jeff, did I tell that show?
We both was preaching that 10-1
man, y'all niggas, man, both y'all teams is fucking can't fuck with us.
Bro,
both y'all gonna find out soon with them. I don't know.
Last year and this year, nigga.
When they were 8-1, 9-1, I still say, y'all bottom and defense. So
man, just keep that to yourself.
All right, the bill comes due, man. So the Ravens might have the same issue. I don't know. We're gonna see if they can get it better throughout the year. See, they are known defensive team through all these years. So I don't know what's the problem this year.
They lost Mike McDonald, the defensive coordinator. He went to the Seahawks.
Maybe that's what it is. But the offense is unstoppable. I mean what I said. Like it's so hard to stop that offense, bro, because you got the Henry
right. And yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say if they want to, they can definitely play ball control.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
The top teams they gonna face have good defenses. The Chiefs and the Steelers.
They got Henry. Plus they got Hill, who's a good running back himself, bro.
The Ravens ran all up and down the field. I mean, a little bit on the Chiefs in the first game. They played well. You know what I mean? They should have won that game.
First game. This week 8. Them niggas crazy.
All right, but I'm just saying. So the offense stoppable. Hopefully defense can get a little bit better throughout the time coming for them. We shall see. I guess the Bengals, man. I like Joe, man. I kind of feel bad for Joe. I don't know what's happening there, but Zach should be fired. Not only because of this season, but because they always start slow. They're always behind the 8 ball. They always start 0-2, 1-3. And I think they're just not prepared or something's not happening. So I feel like that they got to start all over, trying to build up from other parts of the team, especially that old line, because that's not good for them at all. And defense, so they got to build up on both sides a little bit as far as that's concerned. But we're gonna see how it plays out throughout the line. You already know my thoughts on the 2-point conversion. So let's move on. Chiefs, speaking of Chiefs beat the Broncos and a field goal block into the game for the Chiefs to win.
Crazy.
They are 9-0 or whatever, but they find all type of ways to win. So let me go back. Let me start with you, Tom Toby. How you feel about that Chiefs game? Or not? So.
That's one game I didn't watch because who the hell wants to watch the Chiefs dominate the Broncos? Let's be real. We weren't expecting the game to be close, but it was. It was a division game. And somehow the Chiefs have been mediocre all season long, and they're still remaining, undefeated.
Did they cheat for him?
Yes, they most likely did. I seen people on Twitter talking about, yo, this might be like black or dark magic at this time. At this point,
Stop
like
it, bro.
they are literally getting away with the most. They blocked a field goal at the end of the game. Like that field goal
Blocked
literally
field
would
goal
have won the
too.
game, and it got blocked. Like that shit rarely
It's
happens,
great.
but it
It was
happened for them.
great
Great special
execution.
teams.
Yeah,
Great
right.
special
All of a sudden, they got
teams.
great defense, great offense, great special team, great coaching, great
That's what great
refereeing.
teams are. That's what
Definitely
great teams
great
do. That's why
refereeing.
they're
I'll say
aren't
that.
they
Listen,
back to back? Aren't they back to back champions for a reason?
yeah, in the league, and that's why the league favors them a lot of calls. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not worried because I do not. I stand on the fact that I don't believe they're three-peating. There's no way the league, the NFL is going to allow them to three-peat. They've been getting you know, they've been barely winning games, and this is to show you that they're not unbeatable. They're not this dominant, 100% dominant, unbeatable, undefeated team. I believe they will end the season with
What's-
a couple losses, 1 or 2 losses, and they will go in the playoffs and they will lose. Whether that's to me, the Ravens or the Steelers are going to beat them this year.
They're winning the
gonna
Super
happen.
Bowl.
And they're not going to go to the bowl because they're injured. They have a lot of those injuries will catch up to them, and you know the league has been helping them get by. But you know, crazy game, and of course at the end they block a field goal to remain undefeated. Like what a coincidence! Like I'm not shocked by it. I'm standing on the fact that they're not three-peating. There's no way they're going to three-peat with this mediocre. You know, Patrick Mahomes is having a mediocre season. I think I don't know how many touchdowns, maybe
12.
12 touchdowns, 9 picks. Am I
Yeah.
6 picks?
No, it's 9.
9 picks, right? 9 picks. Come on. 12 touchdowns, 9 picks, and they're still undefeated. People are going to talk about some BS. Oh, it's their defense. Okay, now they have the best defense in the league. Like they're winning every game with their defense. Every time a team goes against them, their defense is their offense automatically shrinks down to that level. The defense isn't that elite. This is the powers that be at this point when it comes to the team. I honestly believe that, and they're not going undefeated. But I mean, they're not going undefeated, and they're not defeated. I guarantee you that they're not doing that. They will be beat when it especially if it's close. Especially if they go undefeated, bro. They're not going to be the first team since the Dolphins to go undefeated and win the bowl. It's not going to happen. I will be even more convinced if they end the season undefeated that they're not winning the bowl. Like I'll be more convinced of that.
No,
That's a lot of
That's all I gotta say about that, man. Patrick Mahomes, come on, 12 touchdown, 9 picks, and they're undefeated, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? He's playing ass, and they're still winning. Everybody got hurt, and Juju bum ass got hurt. And I don't know. They got DeAndre Hopkins. He's average still. He had like one good game, and they're still undefeated. So, let them go through the season. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. But like I said, they're not three-peating. So when it comes down to it, all this black magic stuff is gonna come to an end.
Yo, he keeps saying that's all I gotta say about that. They keep going for 5 more minutes.
What's this guy, man?
Yo. Hey, Jordan, go ahead. Your thoughts on this?
I mean, listen.
On the island with this one.
I'm surprised that the Broncos showed up. The Broncos are not bad. They have a good defense. They play, ball control. They don't let Nix do too much, and he makes good timely plays when they need to. He's played really well. I thought he's actually played the second best as far as these rookie QBs. And has the team really contending for, playoff contention in the AFC, which is actually impressive. So they have their quarterback for the future, from what I'm concerned. As far as what I see, they have underrated skill players. Cortland Sutton is a good piece. Their running back Javonte Williams, we've been waiting for him to have a good season. He's had recently he's had some games. They got the Audric Estime, the running back from Notre Dame, good player. So I was more so surprised about that than anything else. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be the Chiefs. You got to remember, the Chiefs are back-to-back champs. They're getting their best. They're getting everybody's best every single week. That has to be respected. For them to come out with a dub every single week when they have the target on their backs, when everybody wants to beat them, and they get every team's best, that has to be respected. Toby, like I don't know how you can't respect that, bro. They're 9-0. They're not gonna go undefeated. but this is what good teams do. They find good ways to win, and they do have a top 5 defense. They've had a top 5 defense for the last 2 seasons, bro. So as long as they give Pat Mahomes a chance, the game is over because he's that guy. It's no black magic. There's no NFL. He's that guy. This is Tom Brady esque, Patriots esque.
Can't believe he said black magic multiple times.
This is what. No,
Chop that up tonight. Put that on.
yeah.
Yo, all right, Jeff. Let you get in there. Go ahead, Chiefs and
Yeah.
Broncos.
We always talk about how division games are pretty good. Listen, Sean Payton's a really good coach. He's got the Broncos on a good trajectory. Hell, imagine if he had Russell Wilson still playing the way Russell's playing on the Broncos. They really he fumbled the ball with that one. This was a fantastic game. Let's be honest with you. The Broncos played really well. They had 55 plays. The Chiefs had 65 plays. Listen, let's not forget the Chiefs blocked a field goal in the Super Bowl. I think we forget that. Like, it's not like it's something that they just started doing. And me and Jordan said it last season. The Chiefs really just kind of like mosey through the regular season. Really, they tinker. They see what they got going. They see what kind of things work. Mahomes got sacked. He was on his ass a lot against the Broncos, which I give them a lot of credit for. They got after the quarterback really well. They've got one of the top cornerbacks in Pat Surtain, so they can lock half of the field up or put your number one receiver in kind of small clamps, if not the clamps. The offense is based on running the ball. Listen, Cortland Sutton has been a good receiver in this league. He's about 6'3", 6'4". He can catch the ball. He moves really well.
Even though he did drop a game ceiling touch.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, they listen, man. They was bad for a reason. They got a top pick in a quarterback for a reason. So, but look, the Chiefs are just the Chiefs, man. I mean, I don't really see. I don't see him going undefeated. I think after some point, Andy's going to rest some of the players, let some other players get some repetitions. Look, they still need to get Pacheco back. Even though they lost Rice for the season, but they kind of add D-Hop. D-Hop isn't. We're not asking D-Hop to be the D-Hop of old. D-Hop is a possession receiver. A guy they can throw the ball to, move the chains. That's what they need. They still haven't even really incorporated Xavier Worthy the way they should have at this point. He still can take the top off. I don't think Hollywood Brown's coming back at all. And like the Chiefs are really good, the Broncos are really bad. Were really bad. They're playing really good. They have an opportunity to make the playoffs this year. They're 5-5 now. After the loss, they would have been 6-4 had they won, which is crazy. Because they have a rookie quarterback, which is probably like the second time in Broncos history that they started a rookie quarterback and named him captain. So that's something to look forward to. Like I said, the Chiefs got to work on that pass protection, man. It's just bad. Mahomes got the gimpy ankle, so that's another reason why they got to kind of like be on top of that pass protection. I think when Pacheco comes back, they'll have that two-headed running back monster of Hunt and Pacheco, which will be fantastic. Look, even Pete Ryan is really good at catching the ball. He's a really good pass catcher out the backfield. He had a nice catch for 30 yards on a scramble from Pat Mahomes. So we gotta expect that they're going to incorporate him into the play. And it's just a good team, a really good overall Super Bowl winning team. I really still got them to win the Super Bowl. Actually, now I didn't think it was possible, but I'm really looking at the AFC Championship is going to either go through Arrowhead or it's going to go through Western Pennsylvania, honestly, and that's kind of what we're looking at. But it was a good effort by the Broncos.
Wow,
good effort by the Broncos. Yeah, I do. I think it's going to go that way. The AFC Championship, yeah. Good effort by the Broncos. It's nuts that the Chiefs actually have a strategy for blocking field goals. Like they base it off the trajectory of how the kick is going to go, and they line up their best. Look, even the Chanel was the guy that blocked the field goal in the Super Bowl. It's the same guy. Like they actually have a strategy on how to block field goals, and that works well for them. So kudos, great game. Next year the Raiders going to win the second in the division, so don't worry.
Toby.
That was Toby.
I'm sorry, Darryl. My fault.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the kick. At first, when I saw that block kick, I was like, of course they're gonna do that. But once they put out the video of that lineman for the Broncos getting run over, damn near every field goal so far this season, I'm like, okay, that they saw that. That's good coaching. They saw an opportunity, took advantage of it. Like that lineman, he's been getting killed.
That's what they want you to believe, Darryl.
Yeah, here go Toby, man. Where was he at this weekend, man? Like, he's at a retreat or something.
But for the Broncos, I'm surprised for them. Actually, two teams in that division. I'm surprised by them and the Chargers is how well they played so far. The they hit on, I don't say hit, but they looking so far so good with the rookie quarterback. Sean Payton picked this guy, and there's really good coaching with him, and Jaden Daniels getting good coaching with Cliff. Credit to them. Quietly, Bo Nix, he's making a case for offensive rookie of the year. He's leading the rookies in touchdowns and yards. He's top 3 in a few other categories, so he's played well for them with a little talent other than Cortland Sutton being like the true number 1. But they have a good defense, and that's kind of why I feel like Chiefs struggled a little bit. The Chiefs, I don't think they're vulnerable because no team has really proven that they can stop them and score against them. But at one, I mean, other than the Ravens, they showed the best chance, but really they still didn't make enough plays to win. As far as the Chiefs, they started. This is the part of the year where I kind of thought they're going to think that they're starting to get healthy. They're getting Juju back this week, another security blanket for Mahomes. Put him with Kelsey and Hopkins. Juju can really fall back into that his natural role, which is not the number 1 option, but the almost like security blanket, like chain mover type. That's going to help, and they obviously don't get Pacheco back. So yeah, I don't think they're I don't think too much about how close this game was, just because of how good of the defense the Broncos had. I do feel like I don't feel like they're going to go undefeated. I feel like some teams going to catch them slipping. It might be this week with the Bills. I feel like this might be the biggest chance of them losing this week. But as far as their Super Bowl, I still got them three-peating because of who they're missing and how healthy they're going to get by the time playoff comes. That running game is really going to take them to another level. Like I said last week, they're going to have that Detroit Lions type of running style where they have a bruiser and a pass catching threat, and they're going to rely on that defense and that running game. And obviously, you got Mahomes to make plays when you need to. So I feel like just them getting healthy is going to poise them for the best chance to make a run. But yeah, for the Broncos, I like Bo Nix. He's able to move too. He gets some rush yards too. It's kind of why I picked him up. But yeah, I feel good about both teams. It kind of feels rare that after a game you feel good about both teams, but just the way that both teams play, I feel good walking away from this game.
The Bo Nix, you know, he actually had the last 6 games, he's been really, really playing good. Got better and better as the season went along. And I think, like you said, the coach has definitely got his guy. He's like 30 years old, but you know what I mean? He good for that. But
he is old as shit.
He ain't that old.
Yo, he old. He like 26. Yo.
Some COVID years.
But he got his guy for now, I guess. You know, nevertheless, though, the Chiefs, man, yeah, Toby, I get it, Toby. We should hate them. You know, they win a lot. And just like same way you hate Golden State. You don't like winners. I don't know what it is about you. But just like,
I hate cheaters. Golden State cheated. These are the Chiefs. They cheating too.
Now Golden State cheated.
Having the win to a 72 win team. That's all I gotta say.
Anyway,
I'm with you on Toby on that.
Of course you are.
Of course you are, right?
Of course you are. Like, all you fucking LeBron fans over there. Like, fuck out of there.
But yeah, it seemed like they have like dynasties. I don't know what it is, but nevertheless, yeah, the Chiefs are the defense to me. It's all about defense, you know. And if they keep winning like this, I don't think they're going to defeat it. And then we'll see what happens this week against the Bills. And going back to your speaking of that, going back to your MVP conversation about Lamar, if the Bills beat the Chiefs, Josh Allen right there for MVP because he already number 2. So
last 3 games he's been.
He had a terrible game this week.
He got the worst supporting cast of all of them. He's doing it by himself basically. He out there cooking stuff like that. And they're winning.
I don't know if he's cooking.
I don't know about the worst supporting cast.
Between Lamar, Patrick, and him.
No, I would agree, but he's not cooking.
Wait, so let me ask. Who's the? Of course, Henry's the best running back. Who's the second best running back between all those teams? Is it not James Cook?
He just named?
James Cook is probably the second best, right?
I mean,
who's his receivers though, bro?
I mean,
he got fucking Cooper and he got Shakir. Like
Cooper he got hurt.
Yeah, right away.
I'm
Like
just
that.
saying that.
I'm just saying, bro.
It's
They're-
trash.
They're
Shakir
I
and
would-
Coleman.
I would take
I can't give
over
Allen
James
any
over James
consideration.
Cook.
Yeah,
take who?
I would take personally. I would take Pacheco over James Cook personally.
He's not playing though, bro. So let's talk about who's playing.
Okay.
Just say we gotta talk about who's playing. Like,
Point is, the Chiefs could be had, and they might be had this week. We'll get to our pickups later on. However, you know, I think the defense does keep them in the games. Now, I do think the Chiefs, like last year, are working on stuff throughout these games to wait for the playoffs and stuff like that. I think sometimes they just know we're going to be there, so let's try to solidify our offense. I thought they might have lost something when they lost. Who was the DB they lost?
Snead.
They
Snead,
lost Snead, but McDuffie's just that good, bro.
he just subbed him right in.
Yeah. And they're really, really good on defense. And Chris Jones
Rookie
is
contract.
like, you know, yeah. So
He got hurt, but he's still playing well. He's playing well in Cruiser.
the thing
Well,
is,
listen.
though, you got the best. Like I always say, you got the best quarterback and the best coach, offensive mind in the league, and stuff like that. That's always going to be tough to beat.
So Mahomes got 3 straight games over 260 throwing, 5 touchdowns and 1 pick in the last 3. So he's starting to cook a little bit. It might not look cute, but he cooking a little bit.
my point is that that the playoffs gonna be really good, but I do think this week right here gonna be the biggest test they probably had all season to me. Because I don't even really count game 1 against the Ravens. That's game 1. But right now we're right in the middle of the season, so we're gonna see what they do against the Bills. Who hot? Bills are hot, no matter how you slice it. So we're gonna see how now the Chiefs come in there and cook the Bills. It's gonna be a
This is very, very bro. Yeah, I'm just saying it is, bro. They come in there and smack the Bills around. This is so.
They're not gonna come and smack them around. The
we
Chiefs
know-
don't smack nobody around. They're gonna do a close game, and it's gonna be a crazy call at the end that gives them the win. If any,
It's in Buffalo, bro.
if it was in Buffalo, I might pick the Bills.
The Bills don't get
like-
blown out. They got they mostly lose 1-score game when they do lose. They got blown out once, like 3 seasons against the Ravens. Like they don't get blown out. So
The Bills are 3-0 against the Chiefs in the regular season, man. With Allen.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So you go either way. But let's move on, man, to the best game of the week. The Steelers over the Commanders, man. And that was an exciting game with an exciting finish. And Steelers wound up on top, man. So let me start with the Steelers brethren up top. Let me start with my man, Daryl. Go ahead, Daryl. Go for it.
Yeah, man. Great win by our guys, man. I was happy that we started hot early. Like we took the lead early. Like usually we kind of start slow and kind of work ourselves into the game, but took the lead early. I like the fake punt. It was there. Like all he had to do was catch the ball. It was there, but it backfired and kind of let the in the moment, but just looking after thinking about it, it was a good play because he was wide open. All he had to do was catch the ball, and we're not talking about it. But it let the Commanders get back in, and they definitely took advantage. But after that, I like how we battled back. First time we were outscored in the third quarter, found ourselves down 10, but we locked in. Defense made enough plays that held Jaden in check for the most part. He didn't score or had any touchdowns on his end. McLaurin, he got free a few times, but not enough to kill us. And then Russ and the Bulls offense, they just took over. Najee and Jalen running the ball well. And Jalen, he had that fumble that almost killed the game, but defense stepped up and kind of paid off for that. I like how our new additions immediately made an impact. In the fourth quarter, Smith, he had a big stop on a third down to force a punt. And obviously, Mike Williams had a game-winning touchdown. Just great additions and great moves because we definitely filled them needs because especially with Alex Highsmith going down the same game, we gonna plug Smith right in there along with Herbig getting him back too. So definitely put ourselves in position to keep this run going. As far as the Commanders. I feel like Cliff Kingsbury, he's doing well as far as coaching the young guy. I feel like he's coaching himself in a position to be the next Bears coach to get back with Caleb Williams in the offseason.
It's tough.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. Like that I feel like that's going to happen. But as far as the Steelers, this was the game that made me feel the best about them all year. Just how they had to battle back, get down double digits, especially in the second half, just to turn things around. This makes me feel good about my guys, man. I'm always like kind of hesitant to be all in, but I'm kind of surprised by how I'm still surprised how good Russ is playing. I thought he was especially starting so late in the year. I thought it was going to be some times where he had to shake off the rust, but it may have been like one half against his first game. That's all he needed to really get things going. Like those moon balls to Pickens. The world is finally being introduced to Pickens, how good he really is. Like that touchdown, just that body control. There's only a handful of receivers that's able to do that. He's going to keep making plays like that all year. And I feel like Russ is going to keep getting better, keep settling into the season. And yeah, I feel like we made the right moves right before the trade deadline, put ourselves in this. All we got to do is stay healthy. We got to stay healthy, stay locked in. We're into the toughest part of our schedule. We started off with a good win, and we got followed up with Take Care Home against the biggest rival, the biggest rivalry in the NFL, and I'm looking forward to it.
Let me go with Jeff, man. He's waiting to talk about us, man. So go ahead, Jeff.
October 6th, 2024. Phil has no weapons, but no one wants to talk about that. Russ got the same weapons that he balling. That was from the Democrat, right? Hold up. Let's not forget it, bro. Let's not forget it. The same day from Mike from Freedom. Nigga feels legit. Just added him to your fantasy team. What the fuck? Yeah, I benched his ass too after that. Like, come on, bro. Listen, nobody had faith in Russ. Like I told y'all should have from the beginning. Let's not forget that. I got that on wax. We're gonna call it a day. Maybe Toby. Yeah, because Toby had say something like Fields needs to get some touchdowns.
He was ready. He was done with Field after week 1.
But listen, this is the thing, right? That offense is tailor made for a traditional quarterback. You know, that game was crazy. Let's not act like that. Darryl wasn't saying that that Daniels is possibly MVP as a rookie. Let's not forget that. He was saying that. He was saying that. He was 50% with 200 yards and no touchdowns against this defense. Listen, this was a really good game. But it came down to what they needed the most, a playmaking quarterback that can throw the ball to receivers and put them in the end zone. And that's exactly how the Steelers won the game. They got the ball downfield to Mike Williams, who's a recent addition. I don't even know if Fields could have made that pass. Let's really talk about that. I don't think he would have made that pass with accuracy. The way it landed in the breadbasket, he wouldn't have, because he was throwing terrible in the regular season, in the beginning of the season. He was just running well, which was keeping y'all above ground. Now, look. With the way the Steelers are set up in their schedule, I know the division games are coming in, but they coming in hot. Some of these other teams aren't coming in as hot, and that's going to be something to pay attention. They might be coming in like the Ravens just winning by 1 to the Bengals. That's alarming. It's like, you just barely beat the Bengals, who are, 4-6 at this point. So we're going to see how that works out. This game was crazy because it really showed like they let Russ go down the field and seal the deal. He hit Pickens earlier. The Pickens catch was cute, but he really didn't have to do all the dramatics. He could have just turned the other way and just caught the ball right in the breadbasket.
He be doing the most.
Do it to the open spot. Like Pickens did all this crazy acrobatic turning. Like I said, bro, you could have just turned the other way and caught the ball. The defender was lost. He was cooked. The running game is solid. Warren had 66 yards on 14 carries. Najee had 21 carries, a touchdown, and I think 40, 50 yards. So they're going to run the ball. Yeah, I knew that was gonna be the case. After 3 100-yard games, I knew Najee was a burger. Yeah,
Warren and CDP came back.
He on a permanent parlay ban list, Najee.
He's dookie. Like, after 3 straight 100-yard games, he finally sold. Which even though I didn't need him to beat Darryl in fantasy, it was still good to have him on the team. I'm just saying, like I said, the Pittsburgh Steelers are deadly. I mean, they have it all. Really, honestly, they have it all. I wasn't a real big fan of Joey Porter, but watching him the last couple of weeks, that motherfucker get busy, bro. His daddy be having him in the stew cooking up. Like, he looking legitimately like a number 1 cornerback next year. Like, I could see him holding it down. Listen, they have everything that you need. They got safety play, they got linebacker play, they got defensive line play. I thought about it for a minute. Like, man, maybe they need to add another defensive lineman. They don't. They have it all right now. They have everything they need. The play calling is elite. Tomlin has them on a peak of their cues. I like Russ energy. Like he be throwing the touchdowns, like in the game or when he got the false start, went nuts. Like if he was home, the
A little
stadium
dance.
erupted. Like it'd have been crazy. But you know what I'm saying? That's a good thing they need. They needed that injection of energy. Fields was really calm, cool, and collected, which is okay. But they need somebody to rally the troops and say, "Look, we coming in here to punch you in the mouth. We can ready to get busy out here." Like I said, the first time that they blew in the third quarter, the Commanders aren't a bad team. They're a really good team. They're really sound. They've got running game. They've got receiver. McLaurin had 5 catches for 113 yards for 22 yards a carry, 22 yards a catch. That is cooking, y'all. Let's keep that zero. So you got to be aware of that. But y'all can't have everything. You can't get everything. The Commanders, listen, the Commanders next year, the Commanders, they're gonna be something to deal with in that NFC East, man. I mean, they got a lot of. They are. They 7-2 this year. You know they are. They're knocking on the door. Listen, the Eagles are balling. The Eagles are playing really well, but this game was really good test for both teams.
We're gonna see tomorrow night.
No, I don't think it's gonna be that serious. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's a Thursday night game. That's the only thing that concerns me. I'm worried about that. About how both teams come off.
We'll
their
talk
win.
about the game later on. Let's finish.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the Steelers. But the Commanders got a good defense. They got a really good defense, and they showed up against the Steelers. They put points on the board first. Giving up 17 in the first half had me worried about the Steelers. But their maturity, they're a veteran team. They've got veteran leadership. They play well. They know their scheme. They don't change. They didn't abandon the run and just go to Russ throwing it 45 times. Russ only had 195 yards, but he threw 3 touchdowns. Like, that's the clutch part. He's putting points on the board for him, and that was important. Dan Quinn is doing a hell of a job. He's a Super Bowl winning coordinator. He knows what it takes. I might as well erase those Atlanta days because this first year in Washington is really good. But it was a fucking hell of a game, man. It was like it came down to what both teams do well. The Steelers needed to score, and then at the end of the game, the Steelers defense kind of like showed up. Even though Zertz, I don't know if Ertz made it to the first down. I thought he did, if you ask me. But the way that the Steelers rallied to the ball and like mushed his ass back 1 yard, like that was the determining factor. Like, hey, look, we're gonna play Pittsburgh still the football. We're gonna be nasty on defense, and then now on offense, we got a play caller that can get the ball in the end zone. I think it's gonna be an outstanding second half of the season.
Nah, his ass ain't make it. Toby, what you got in the Steelers?
Like this one, his ass ain't make it. But man, Steelers. That was a very good W. You know, that was going to be a tough game. I thought it was going to be tough going in. McDaniels is looking like a future great quarterback. I spoke about Joey Porter. You know, he's a solid CB, but McLaurin had his way with him. I think Jeff said he had like 5 yards.
He wasn't always guarding.
It's a tough matchup. I do remember one play where he caught it over Joey Porter.
Right.
On the sideline, it was a crazy catch. But
Terry not trash though either.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's a tough matchup.
It's hard to guard some these elite receivers regardless. So, I just want to say that, I've been advocating for Russell Wilson before the season even started. I thought he was going to be our starting quarterback going into the season. That is initially why I picked the Steelers to win the division. We start off with Justin Fields. He got us some W's. He was undefeated in the beginning, but then he lost to the Indianapolis Colts, and he lost to the Dallas Cowboys. And that right there, that was all I need to see. Especially
those losses were on Justin Fields.
Yes, they were. Let me tell you why they were. Because especially against the Cowboys, we had the turnovers. Our defense got some turnovers, but we just don't convert the points. And against the Colts, we got some stops, but we just could not convert the points. We couldn't get the points on the board because Fields is limited.
Had 30 points on
Fields is limited. Hold on. Fields had I think we lost the game to Indianapolis 20-24 or something like that. I don't remember the score for the Colts game. I mean the
27-24.
There you go.
27-24 we lost. And what was the score for the Colts? The Cowboys?
2017.
2017, yes. So we just couldn't put up the points in those games. Fields, he wasn't playing horrible. Let me say this. He wasn't playing horrible, but the passing game was lacking. It was lacking a lot. And he was running the ball. I think he was the only one that had like a rushing touchdown on the team, even before Najee. And Najee didn't get his first rushing touchdown until I think Wilson got in there, or like the game right before Wilson got in there. So Phil still has a lot to learn. He's not the polished product. His deep balls aren't good, in my opinion. They're not good. The way Russell, we see Russell deep balls now compared to Phil's deep balls. He just is like a soft throw with Russell, and it lands in the basket. You can catch it. Phil's is like a dart,
Line drive.
the line drive. So we see the difference. If we had Russell Wilson from the beginning, we would be undefeated. We don't lose to the Cowboys, and we don't lose to the Colts. Those are two teams that are beneath us. So we will be going into this Ravens game undefeated. Up on the division 9-0 compared to I think 7-3 would be the Ravens. But it's cool. We tried that experiment. Fields is a solid quarterback. He should sit behind Russ and learn from him. But overall, a good game. I was kind of back in the day, you would be worried when we were down 10 because I believe we were down 24-10 at one point. But Wilson and this offense is they're moving. They give our defense belief. Our defense all we need to do is get these stops, get it to the offense, and we can win the game. Even when what's this guy's name? What's the name of the running back that fumbled? Warren fumbled, right? We were literally about to score that drive. It was a perfect drive. He fumbles. I was like, all we need to do is get this stop, and we can still win the game because we were moving good at the end. And Russell showed that you could put the ball in his hand at the end of the games, and he could win games. I felt like with Fields, you can't do that. He can't beat you with his arm at the end of the games. It's similar to, no offense, it's similar to Hurts. They cannot win you the game when they need to with the ball in their hand. That's just how I felt. So, good game overall. Jay McDaniels is good. Our defense showed up. I'm really proud of the defense that they clamped them down, even though they put up a good amount of points. It wasn't really because of the passing game. It was really because of the running game. They got the touchdowns at the end. But, overall, a good game for us. And, we move on to next week against the Ravens.
Crazy that the Steelers beat the Ravens last year twice. Both games scored 17-10. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tomlin. Again,
Nuts. Same score. That's crazy.
Jordan, what's your thoughts, man? Defend your guy, man. What's your thoughts on the game, man? Jordan, you good? What? You can't hear us?
Yo.
Oh, it's on me. My bad.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Bro,
But nah. So let me say this. I didn't expect Russ to play this well. It made sense for the offense that they're running and what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it makes a lot more sense for him to be the quarterback, and I didn't think he would play this well. So I have to give credit where credit is due. I think they're the only threat to the Chiefs in the AFC, legitimately speaking. Like, they're the only real threat, I think, because of their defense. As far as the game went, I actually liked what I saw from Jaden Daniels. He didn't turn the ball over, if I'm not mistaken. Kept them in the game, which is really impressive to do that against that defense. And he's done that against a few teams to where I was kind of shocked. So that is encouraging to see that from him. As far as what's going to happen in 24 hours, he better be prepared to get fucked up. Because it's not, you feel me? We're
We
not the
salting them
fucking
up for y'all.
Steelers. No,
We
we're
salting
not
them
the
up for
fucking
y'all.
Steelers. No, we're not the Steelers. We're not the Steelers. It doesn't work that way.
What that mean?
It
I said
means
they
we're
win
not.
playoff games and they don't go 9-8. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, that
They
sounds
ain't
about
won, they
right.
ain't won one last year. So.
Neither did y'all. Neither did y'all. You didn't get there.
Right.
Got cooked by
We
the
got
end of the
there.
week.
We got there.
Oh, you got that?
Mason, Money Mace took us to the
Wait,
playoffs.
y'all play each other this year, right?
Yeah, we're going to the
Yeah,
game.
we do.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to go to the
Yeah,
game.
we're going to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's pointless for them.
Interesting right there.
Anyway, Steelers, you done? Steelers Commanders, bro.
Oh yeah.
Hey, come on, man.
All right, man.
We'll be here all night.
My thoughts are,
Yeah.
the Washington is a really good team. We'll get to them later on, of course, but they are actually a good team. Jayden looks better than the rookie to me. Like, he looks like he's polished. He's the best rookie out of the class, and he's really, really good.
I actually
McLaurin
called
go ahead.
that, but I actually
You
did
did?
say he would. I wouldn't be surprised if he played better than Caleb. But-
Yeah.
You was on Caleb though, but we gonna ignore
No, for sure. No, for
Okay.
sure. No,
And
for
he's
sure.
trash,
But I did say that I
Hold
wouldn't
on.
be.
that.
Let's back up. He did say that about Jayden. Caleb ain't done. They just fired the OC. Ain't all
Need
Caleb
a better
fault, bro.
coach.
But we gonna move forward though. And McLaurin, he's a really good number one receiver. He's really, really good, bro. So yeah, he got Joey a couple times, but he's really good. Like, at first I was mad because he was running the ball on us all crazy with Eckler. I was like, what the fuck? I was getting mad as hell. But then, we kind of clamped it down and started to come around. It's just regular. It's like traditional football. Very simple. Run the ball. Russ make a play. Play action is killing people with Russ. I think his best pass was the bootleg jump where the D lineman was coming. He made that throw to fire move like 20 yards down the field. It wasn't the one of Mike Williams. That was a regular throw to me, but that one was crazy. So I feel like that. Jeff, you was right. You know what I mean, the whole time. Even though I'm not gonna say, Fields held it down. You got to give it to him.
Defense held it down.
Nah. Fields did some stuff, and I think he could have made it to the Mike Williams. But I think the couple other throws he
Could have made that one to Pickens though.
Nah, but I think right now the good thing about us is we got these guys, Russ, Fields, even, and who we just brought in, the D lineman. You talking about there?
Preston Smith.
Yeah, cheap, very very cheap. Like we pay like no money for all these dudes, yo. And
He had 2 sacks this game.
yeah, so I feel like that's really gonna help us out a lot. Highsmith is a big loss for the Ravens game. It's he ruled out already for the game, so that's gonna be tough for us. But we should still be able to make it happen. It's looking good. It's all about these division games, like Toby said. Ravens, Bengals. We should have swept the Browns and stuff like that, and then we got the Eagles and Chiefs. So it's really like broken down. You know what I mean? As long as we win like
playoff
5
mode
or 6
already.
of these games, I think we would be solid. And then let's talk about the Tomlin on the 4th and 1, keeping them out there and drawing them off sides, bro. That was coaching right there, bro. For real.
Nah, I
What
think that was more
going
Russ.
That was
Yeah, that
what?
cadence.
I think that was more Russ.
The call to go back out there with Tomlin, though. You talking about?
But just the
they
cadence- the
they
cadence
only
to
wanted to
get
draw
them
them
to-
off sides. They wasn't
Yeah.
gonna go for it. They was gonna punt it.
Tomlin said you never know. He might have for you never know.
It didn't look like they were going
That's
for
traditional football, Mike. You know football. Like that's what they do.
I know. But hey, it worked because if they got the ball back, it was gonna be dicey. I ain't gonna front. So, but it's a good win by us. Kept us above, kept us in front seat in the division. For the Commanders, they needed that win to keep the Eagles at bay. And we're gonna see what happens tomorrow night. We'll get to that later on. But yeah, it's gonna be very
We
interesting.
might
I
as well
want to
go right
move
to the
on.
Pickens.
Huh?
Yeah.
I want to skip the Saints Falcons game just for timing and talk about the Eagles Cowboys game.
Ain't much to talk about that.
Ain't nothing to talk
Yeah.
about. We whoop
Eagles,
their ass. We gonna
Cowboys.
whoop their ass.
Get that part of the 2-minute drill.
Yeah,
We
just
gonna
go.
whoop their ass
Yeah,
again.
like,
All right. Well,
man, we might go
Dak
right to Pickens.
Prescott,
Right?
CeeDee
That's how
Lamb,
let's go
Jimmy
lock the
Johnson,
Pickens.
Troy
Let's lock it up,
Aikman.
bro.
Fuck Dallas.
Yo, you know what? It'll be the Eagles that lose to the Cowboys, yo. Like that's what I'm saying. It'll be one of them. It'll be, y'all do
Just
stuff like
y'all
that,
would lose
yo.
to the Eagles. Yeah,
Huh?
just like the Raiders would lose to the fucking Eagles.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah. I
All right. Then 2-minute drill. Let's move on forward then. Jets Cardinals, which is all the pick'ems, and we kind of split this thing. Toby, what's your thoughts on Jets Cardinals?
The Cardinals shown that they're a good team. The Jets shown that they're a bad team. I think I picked the Jets to win though. Fool me twice. Now by the Jets, they're full goal. They suck. The Cardinals, Kyler Murray had a good game. Marvin Harrison Jr. Had a good game on them. The Jets are just going downwards, and at the end of the day, a disappointing year by them, and the disgusting loss, a pathetic performance by them overall. So they're the Jets, and it's hard to make them successful. The most successful quarterbacks can go there and just fail. So that's what they are. They're failures. So.
All right. So, Daryl, go. Jets Cardinals.
Yeah, I was the only one to pick the Cardinals. I played close attention to this team all year. I wish I would have stuck with them fantasy-wise this week. But, Cardinals, they play good defense. They kind of changed their whole philosophy. Used to be offense would kill, and kind of defense been kind of suspect. But they play good defense, and then they run the ball, take care of the ball, and Kyler makes plays with his legs and his arm whenever he needs to. So go in by them. And Jets they just cook.
Jordan, Jets Cardinals.
Jets are absolutely cooked. They stink. I said it from, I think, the beginning of the year. They're trash. Kyler Murray has matured into a top 10 NFL quarterback right now. That's why he has their team leading that division. That team has adopted the identity of their coach, who is the Eagles' old DC. Shout out to him. He has this team balling.
His dad is Rich
Jet-
Gannon, so don't worry.
Jets. I mean Jeff. I said Jets. Well,
Yeah, no. Yeah, the New York Jets are the New York Jets. They got a curse on them. They got to have one. I mean, it's been a terrible season for weeks. Season we've heard that they were one quarterback away. The Cardinals are good. I think Cliff Kingsbury was Kyler's problem before. Now that he doesn't have them, he's playing really well. Trey McBride, really underrated tight end. I think they have all pieces: Connor, McBride, and Harrison. They're playing really good, and they got a top safety in Buda Baker. So look forward to see what they do the rest of the year.
yeah, Jets are done. Rodgers is going to leave them in disarray. They are just a bad franchise. That is what it is. They're not just a bad team. They're a bad franchise.
Right.
They've been that way for 40, 50 years. This going to always be what it's just going to be. The Giants, little brother, who never going to win nothing. So it is what it is. I think the division will come down to real quick the Cardinals and the Niners. There might be like the last week of the season. I think they play each other. I think it'll be fourth division. So we're gonna see what
Who
happens.
you got?
I got
Niners.
bro. Yeah, yeah.
Who you
got
got?
my
Niners,
cards.
Toby.
I got cards.
Toby taking Purdy and the Niners. Get out of here.
I made a ticket in the beginning of the season, and I had to win the division, so
God.
I got to stick with that.
Consolation.
All right.
That ticket.
Let's skip over Bills Colts. We'll talk about them. Let's bring in you, Jeff. Well, you got any locks, Daryl, Jordan? Any thoughts at all?
I ain't got any locks this week. I ain't checked.
All right.
But any money lines?
Yeah, 'cause Jordan with his CMC anytime touchdown last week.
Did he get a touchdown?
Oh, I got a
No,
lot.
he
Whatever,
got a touchdown.
whatever.
You might get it this week.
I got a lot. Whatever the points the Texans getting over the Cowboys, take it. That's locked.
A 7.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Nah, that might be a lot. Cowboys might get after that ass.
Nah,
Cowboys
they
suck,
have no quarterback.
man.
Yeah,
You
Yo,
got
it's
200.
a battle of Texas. Cowboys is getting killed in the media. Never know.
they got no quarterback. Go ahead, Jeff. What's up with the pickles, bro?
So yeah,
I don't have that a lot.
Oh, you do? You don't have one? What's that? Oh, okay.
of course you do. Yeah. So last week, like Daryl said, Daryl took the Cardinals, Giants, Rams. Jordan took the Jets, Giants, Dolphins. Toby, Panthers, Rams, Jets. Mike, Jets, Giants, Rams. Ofer. And me, I took the Jets, Panthers, Rams. Yeah, Mike, you had an Ofer last week. Yeah,
Damn,
donuts.
that's up.
You're supposed to catch
now
up to
you,
me.
23 and 12, Mike. Jordan is on your ass. No Diddy. 22 and 13. Me and Toby tied at 20 and 15. And Daryl, bring them lawn chairs out the basement. You 17 and 18.
You and Toby don't slip up. So I gotta say.
We ain't slipping up, bro. We out of here. Everything associated with football. You in the basement, my boy. So this week pick'ems, we're going all divisional. I got an extra little one. I wasn't really sure, but I want to see how it looks out. So we got the Ravens and the Steelers. Got the Bills, the Chiefs, Eagles, Commanders, and a little bonus joint, Packers and Bears with the new OC. Want to see how that plays out. See if they can get Caleb on the right track with all those weapons they bought in this offseason and DeAndre Swift running out of his mind. So,
what was that? You said Packers and who?
Packers, Bears. I
Packers.
just want to see if Caleb can get off, see if they just get him to get going with the new coordinator. Packers ain't really been playing the football we thought they were going to play. So, just trying to see if division game, you never know.
Where's that game?
At Chicago.
Chicago.
Thank you very much.
All
All right, Daryl, like I always do. What you got, bro?
I got it up. Go ahead. I got it up real quick.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. They always let me down every time I pick them, but
Every
I'm gonna
time.
go with the Eagles.
Not tonight.
I'm gonna go with, of course, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. That Bills Chiefs thing, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna take the Chiefs on that one, and then I'm gonna take the Packers.
Okay. Jordan.
Eagles, Steelers, Bills, Bears. I mean, no. Actually, I'm gonna rock with Green Bay on that one. I'll take Green Bay. Yeah. Oh, Sage just sent some shit.
Toby.
Damn.
I'm gonna go Philly, Steelers, Buffalo, and Packers.
Toby going with his backdoor team, the Eagles. You know he got a secret love affair for
I think I've had the Eagles to win the division on my ticket too, so I need them.
He
And
ain't really
then
been a turncoat this year. He was solid this year.
Yeah, he was alone. Let me guess, Mike. You picking everything the same thing, Toby, right? Philly, Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Man, that KC Buffalo one is kind of
I don't know what's gonna happen.
tough. Where that game at? It's
Buffalo.
At Buffalo.
Buffalo gonna win that though.
That
Buffalo
thing
gonna
is
win,
tough,
man.
bro. I'm gonna go Philly. I'm gonna go Steelers because Hamilton's still banging.
That's why I want to put that in because y'all homers. Like that's why I didn't want to do that
We're
game.
gonna win because we split.
Y'all don't even know any better to pick against the Steelers. Like y'all just
It was in Baltimore. I would have picked
Pittsburgh.
Baltimore.
Yeah, it's at
right?
Pittsburgh.
it's like
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Philly, Steelers. I'm gonna go KC. I'm gonna ride with them to keep going. I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Okay. All right, I got that. And unfortunately, I'm actually agree with Mike. I'm gonna go with Philly. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go with KC, and I'm gonna go with Green Bay too. Like I just think the Chiefs can't. I just think it's time. I think this will be the game where the Chiefs finally beat the Bills. But if they get in the
They always beat the
playoffs,
Bills, man.
it'll be ugly.
I think when the Bills beat the Chiefs, they did, but they have more weapons. I think you're gonna give them less weapons, and the Chiefs' defense is better than me. I think the Chiefs gonna win the game.
And my only issue is the Bills. All their top receivers is down. Like they all hurt.
Nah, man, it's about time.
Like Coleman hurt.
Nah, but I'm saying
Cooper
for
hurt.
the Chiefs, it's
They all
about
hurt,
time.
bro.
We gotta lose, man. The black
Listen,
man.
I feel like
yeah,
like
Like,
Allen going against Mahomes is going to force him to make a turnover, and that's going to be the difference.
Yeah, I got Philly because you got a young QB coming off on a short week. I'm going with I'm gonna go with Philly
Yeah.
in that one. So I got my reasons.
Well, I mean, because it's Philly.
Wait,
That's nothing to
nobody
do with
picked
the short
Chicago.
Nah.
no.
Listen,
You gonna be the one?
Should have
I
picked
might
something
be.
else. Oh, all right, never mind.
I know.
Might
Go
be.
ahead.
I know.
say you don't hear, so you don't change it up in the chat. We need to know now.
I got all the way up until Friday to change up. You wasn't here when we set those rules. You wasn't here. You was on vacation when we set those rules, buddy. You got till Friday to switch.
You got to
That
fire.
is
Yeah,
true.
because
That
you
is
got
true.
the 2 days
That
before
is
Sunday
true.
kick off. Like the Philly game
That
is locked.
is
Everybody stuck
true.
with it.
This
last
rule
time-
wasn't.
Remember last time we all picked the Eagles? Stunk it
Nah,
up
that
for us.
rule-
Remember that?
Nah, this rule wasn't in place when the Bengals played the Eagles, because I definitely would have picked the Eagles if once I knew Higgins was out.
Yo, remember we all beat the Eagles, Mike, and they stunk it up for us?
I don't know about that one, Daryl.
You want me to tell you what week it is? You know I got receipts.
I mean, T. Higgins or not, it's a cooker.
Now
Look, we
it is.
all
Looking
picked
at
the
the Bengals
Eagles,
now.
and Arizona. Toby picked Arizona. Oh wait, no, then we all picked the Eagles in week 4, and we all blew it. They blew it.
I can't wait till next week to talk about the Eagles. Since we should
He hoping for a loss. That's why.
Jordan
For a
Wi-Fi
loss.
not gonna work that week. All right.
Anyway, thank you all for coming on the show. Thank you everybody who watched, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for Toby, Jeff, Daryl, Jordan, for everybody beyond the trenches. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.
Later.
See y'all. See you on the show.
Toby, is that an
Alright.
Eagles hoodie?
Nah, it's a
It
Winslow.
looked like it was. I thought it was.
Winslow hoodie, bro, from
Oh,
2015.
God.
Hi,
Oh,
You went to
God.
Winslow?
A little part of the
Yeah, I went to Winslow. Bro.
creeper.
All right, peace.
All right, I'll see y'all.